Oh, yeah.
Welcome once again,
Got the Ford in the
Lowestoft
house.
Community Podcast. I'm being attacked by Pod. Pod's not in a good mood. And today we have another special guest.
Zelda!
We've got Zellie!
Woo!
Hey!
From the fort. How is everyone?
We're good.
Magnificent.
Yeah, we're good this week. Sun is still shining.
The weather is sweet.
Yeah, we've met some absolutely amazing people this week, haven't we? We just
Have
had
we?
a mega sale on.
Oh, yeah, lots of
And
people from out of town
I
buying
did
loads
a
of stuff.
live, and just people
was
were
good.
coming in, weren't
Yeah.
they? And it's just like didn't know who we were because I'd just seen it on, and they came in and they were just really, really lovely.
You put out the call and the
I
town
did.
seems to answer
And
it.
they did answer, didn't they? They came a flocking.
Funny that. You should have some sort of military rank, really.
Should I?
Somewhat, yeah,
Oh, yeah,
just in case
what-
things
what-
kick off.
Go on, what rank then?
I don't know.
Captain. So we-
Matriarch of the weirdos.
Don't we-
Commander General Jack.
General Jack.
just got to be captain. So we can go Captain Jack.
Captain
Captain Jack.
Yeah, you could ask where the rum's gone. That's fine.
Yeah,
Lost
where's
Boys
my rum?
Rally.
Yes, we have Zellie today. We've asked Zellie to come in because Zellie is not only is she our treasurer, absolutely amazing treasurer, because not only is she doing Lowestoft and District Mencap,
You're
the
really
Unity
not helping the
Centre.
pirate thing here, by the way.
Am I
The
not?
treasurer
Got
sounds.
treasurer.
Oh, yeah,
sounds-
treasurer.
It sounds cooler than it actually is. I'm not like
Yeah,
a
no.
dragon that sits on gold or anything. No.
And she does all the finance for the fort as well. So she's treasurer doing 2 businesses. And it's absolutely, it astounds me how much she gets done. But you do it in the night time, don't you?
I do a lot of 2 a.m. work, yeah.
Oh.
Well, we open the fort till 10 p.m. or I'm doing the streams till 10 p.m. So I'll have a snack, have some dinner, and then I'll do some work now, like 2 in the morning.
Sounds like a good lifestyle.
They're the creative
Obviously
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I find it really
definitely.
hard to wake up in the morning. So if I just keep trucking on and getting stuff done, that's normally my tactic. Getting up early, that don't happen.
Yeah, if it works for you.
Yeah.
Definitely. Where is it? No, wrong one. There you go.
You'll learn them one day. We've only been doing it a year.
What?
Well, over a year now.
I need to put stickers on them so I know which one's which.
Okay, next week. Yeah, you should have done, shouldn't you?
Oh, well.
They can't see it, so they wouldn't have known. Now
Can't
you've
see what?
told them. I'll try and remember for next week.
I'm cutting all this out, doesn't matter.
No, you're not.
Oh.
And
Oh, we got the treasurer. I only work at night. And I don't sleep. Do you sleep, Zellie, then?
On occasion. I either sleep not very much or way too much.
You need
See,
a balance. It's
I
all about
feel
balance.
this when I'm in full creative
Yeah.
flow and I'm writing. You won't see me for a while.
No
'Cause
sleep.
usually when I'm on it, 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the morning, they're the creative hours. I don't know why, but that period, you just channel loads of creative
Oh,
engine.
Yeah.
when you're in the zone
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
energy's flowing,
Yeah.
that's a stimulant and a half, isn't
I
it?
must admit, when I was doing my nutritional therapy training a few years ago, that's when I did most of my learning. It was, and even we had to take tests and exams online. And most of the time I'd wake up and I think, well, I might as well get up and do it now, even though it's 2:30, because this is the most awake I'm going to be during the
Yeah.
day. Because
Yeah.
later on I'm going to be tired because I've woken up so early. So
Yeah.
all my tests were taken at silly o'clock. So, yeah. But we got Zellie on because the fort, which is the Esports Gaming Centre, which is also Lowestoft and District Mencap, and is next door but one, they're doing something special this weekend. And because we mention the fort every week, don't we? So I thought, well, come on and tell them yourselves.
Yes.
So here she is.
And Q?
Thank you. Do you want me to explain like Twitch first then probably?
You can
I
do
want. I
whatever-
wanted the Zelda history of gaming. Not the Zelda history of gaming. I mean the
Zelda,
Zelda,
yeah.
Because you are Zelda to me.
There was an ocarina and there was a bag. There was a princess.
And I put a mask on.
Yeah.
We're throwing that ocarina in far too soon. That's N64. We've
Oh,
got to drag even further.
oh,
I'm being a real
ocarina.
nerd now.
N64 was actually the first console that was mine. That wasn't like
Oh,
my older
really?
brothers. Yeah.
There we go.
Nice.
This is the history of Zelda
Yeah.
that I wanted. The
Yeah,
N64.
it's
I've still,
style.
I've still
Yeah.
got mine in a box at home.
I still have mine. I did not make that mistake of leaving it at home when I moved out. It was like, no, every console is coming
Yeah,
with me.
yeah.
I've got the SNES, I've got the N64, GameCube, my little Game Boy Color.
And these are
All
not
that.
ones you've bought for collecting. These are the
No,
ones
no,
you
these
had
are my
growing
childhood ones. Yeah, yeah.
You're specifically a
Absolute.
big Nintendo fan then.
up. Sounds
It's
like
just
it.
what I had. So
Yeah.
my brother had like the GameCube and stuff, so I got them in the end. So
Okay.
What are your favourite games? Is it Zelda? It's got to be in it.
I'm going to name drop the Paleo Pines, the Dino game.
Oh, okay.
Dino game that I
One-
go on about way too much next door. As soon as a new customer goes in, they're like, "Oh, she's going to talk about the Dino game. How many seconds?"
You had a big release on that last year, though, didn't you? That was a thing.
We worked with them. Yeah, there's There's a type of game called like a farming sim. So you'll go around like plant plants and all that kind of stuff, like a little farmer. And this one has that, but you also befriend dinosaurs to help you do all the farming.
Of course.
And they are the cutest little cartoon dinosaurs
Okay.
you've ever seen on the planet.
Because if Mario can do it, then
Exactly.
Alan Titchmarsh
Yeah.
can do it.
I'd probably actually enjoy that one because I know all about
It's
it. Obviously,
really
because
cute
we
game,
helped. We were in the photos, weren't we, for the marketing?
Oh,
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you guys all came in to do photos,
Yeah.
didn't
That
you?
was
yeah,
my
yeah.
Did
that
you?
was my day one, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was-
Oh, you hadn't been
it was
coming
fun.
here
That was
very
my
long. What
first
had you?
proper
And I
day.
dragged you next
Yeah,
door.
you dragged me next door.
Take pictures.
Hello, everyone. Take pictures of him.
Yeah.
Didn't know. I had
Yeah.
no idea what I was doing.
It's amazing. I will say,
Terrifying.
on behalf of all the not gamers out there, right? If you see stuff like Call of Duty and Fortnite, that's not all of gaming. You can just, if you want to just plant plants and build a cute little house and pet dinos, you can do that.
How many
too in
times have I
games.
said this, Jack? How many times?
you have.
Remember
There is-
when we spoke about video games before and I was saying
Yeah.
they don't all need
That's
to be
right.
violent. They
That's
can be about
right.
anything.
I am
Yeah.
confident that there is a video game for everybody out there. You just got
Absolutely.
to find
Me
what
too.
it is.
Yeah.
But weeding is violent to the plant. Hey,
Violent to the plant. by
am
the
I
way.
right?
And the bees.
And the bee. That's it. Weeds are beautiful, nutrition. You've got to look after them, not to pull them up.
I
mean,
saw a game
anyway,
recently where you can be a bumblebee. I think that's a new game.
Oh,
now. You can
really?
Be a bumblebee if you want.
God, I wish that wasn't a game. I wish that was real.
You want to be a real
I would
bumblebee?
love to be a bumblebee. Because everyone would love me.
Would they?
The first time. Yeah,
Oh.
well, hopefully.
They'd be scared of you.
Get off.
That you'd be really friendly, but they'd be scared of you
I'll tell
anyway.
you what, Kit, we'll get you a
We love
Bumblebee
you
Man
anyway.
suit and you can just wear that all the time and we'll see if morale improves around you. Like,
Cool.
So
I'm not sure what-
donations. If you've got a bumblebee suit, or just red and yellow, black and yellow. Where'd you get red and yellow from?
Red and yellow.
Black and yellow.
well, we can make him a Hulk Hogan
It's a
Bumblebee if you want.
Bumblebee that's bleeding.
Okay, yeah.
That'd
Yeah,
be
bring
me,
that in. next fun day. God,
Do you guys know there's even games that talking about games for everyone? You can actually power wash simulator as a game. You can just power wash.
I
things.
have that game.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
I got it for free. I got it on Steam. It was given to me like,
Yes,
on
yeah,
a freebie offer
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
And have you tried it? And it's surprisingly addictive
I haven't
because
played it yet.
a lot of people
Oh.
find yeah,
Oh,
just power
you
wash.
play that in your French maid outfit.
I have
don't you,
a
Eleanor?
Steam backlog that's hundreds of games long. That
Same,
just
yeah,
I
same.
haven't played.
Yep.
I can
Oh, wow.
see though, to some people who like cleaning, how that could be
Oh, yeah.
addictive.
Yeah, for some people it's just
Sean?
that like just that kind of regular motion, is it just like clean something
Yeah.
or organising something, and they have like
mean,
house packing simulators and tractor
Games
farm
are
simulators.
essentially
House
do a
packing.
task to get serotonin. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
It could literally be anything. Anything that's a little bit addictive, a little bit fun, like whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all being hacked and
In
abused.
my case, hug the dinosaurs.
Yeah, if you're going to be hacked and
Hold on.
abused, grow plants and look after whatever they are. Are they actually dinosaurs? Are the dinosaurs? What do they help you do? Just dig the holes?
Oh, what in the game? There's all sorts. You get little tiny dinosaurs that can go plant all the crops for you, and then when they harvest the crops, they carry them on their head, and it's ridiculously adorable. It's so
Nice.
cute.
It's a metaphor for the agricultural revolution.
Or you have like the big dinos. You can actually ride them around to get them to like water the plants and stuff. Like you tell them to do the task,
Yeah.
so you can get them to like dig up
Yeah.
plow the soil and everything. It's very cute.
Much
How
more fun
the-
than tractors.
It's
How
amazing.
they've all changed games. I think there's
So
just
cute.
me and Patrick sitting over there, the only ones that are old enough to remember when the very first video game came out that you could have at home. That was Pong.
Yeah.
I remember that being brought when I was quite young.
One of
I
the
still
one of
don't
the,
get it.
12.
So no one explained that one to me.
one of the WoW streamer ladies that I chat to a fair bit. She I chat in her community a fair bit, and one of the redeems she has is that she has to play Pong for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
So she actually plays Pong on her stream.
Really?
Yeah, she has to change
I
the
just
stream to
got
play.
that. And then they do it back.
So I don't play video games like you do. I
Sorry.
do it on my phone. 2 on my phone. I've got The Tribes.
That counts though. That's
Yeah,
that
most
is a
people-
that is a game.
Tribes.
I love
That
The
counts.
Tribes.
The game's amazing.
Do two tribes go to war?
Farm
Or is it
Story.
all
No, it's
No,
just
it's cute tribes.
no.
With a little bit of
I don't go
invading
to-
Stop and
barbarians.
do that.
No, that's
And
men,
then they all hug
that's men
afterwards.
fighting, that is. Yeah, you see it on the telly, like a
Whoa.
good punch up, but when you actually see 2 men actually fighting, they're all going.
Look, me and Kit aren't that bad.
I'm just going to put. I'm just going to
I'm
put
just
the.
used to
just
watching
occasionally have a
Just gonna
disagreement.
push
like-
the lid back down on that one. Oh, there we go. Seal it.
So when gaming first started at the for Lowestoft and District Mencap, it actually started. Oh, how we've been open 14 years. So 15 years ago. Blimey.
You were founding members, Elder?
I wasn't actually around for
No.
the original library days. No, I
Yeah,
was
we
around
started in
after.
the library, and that was Ben and his friend Mickey. Mickey came to him and said, "How do you fancy doing a fundraising in the library, and it was just Pokemon cards, was it?
Yu-Gi-Oh! I think back in the day.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards, just doing Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and we've got photos of
Oh.
it, and they were loads of people went, and then that sort of went into a weekly thing, and then when we bought or moved into this building, it then became every weekend, Friday to, and then Monday nights as well, I think, on a Wednesday, didn't it?
Yeah, full of gamers
And
playing
then-
card
yeah.
games. Yeah, playing Yu-Gi-Oh!
Wow.
Back in
And
the
then
day.
Zellie came along, so
Good
she
stuff.
started joining in. But then we got 6 computers, and they all went in the room out the back. So that's where, if anybody knows us, knows Unity Gaming came from, because then we started an official Unity Gaming initiative, activity. And then that went on for about 10 years. And then in 2019, the landlord, who's our wonderful landlord, offered us the end units, and we moved all the gaming into there, which became the Fort, and it's just grown hugely. So tell us what you have on offer at the Fort. We're always saying
lots of
about
things, lots
it,
of
but
things.
we
So I just want to go back and say it is funny how I remember stories that when you guys first moved in here, it was like, how are we going to fill all this space? And then it turned into, we need more space.
Yep.
And then it was like, oh, we have an extra building to put all the gaming in. And now it's like, we need more buildings.
We
need
need
another
more
one.
buildings.
Can we have an extra floor?
yes, so that's what we're going to do. The plan is buy the place, knock it down, and go up a floor.
Yeah, have a couple of floors, do whatever we
Yeah.
want to do. Once we own it, we can do what we
can
want
do
to
like
do.
we can. So tell us about
Yes.
sort of your weekly, what you get up to
So-
and what goes on.
Yeah, so the
Well,
Fort
I've
tends to
blown
be
my
open more sort of later half of the day. So we're open 5 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday from midday to 10 p.m. You're okay.
What has happened over there?
Palaver
I
happening.
was hiding while I blew my nose, and he moved so they could see me anyway. So sorry, carry on.
And my headphones fell off.
That's right, as long as you're on mute when you blow your nose, it's fine. So they don't have to hear it. You're good.
I could have put you on mute, but
I
I
was-
decided not to.
I was away. I was hiding behind you.
We'll save that
He
sound effect to
moved.
use later.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Make custom soundboard out of Jack's blowing the nose, yeah.
Yeah, carry on anyway. Sorry.
Anyway, yeah. So we're open 5 days a week, midday to 10 p.m. So because we find a lot of gamers, typically we don't expect people to be up sort of early business hours, but if people are like not busy after work, for example, or they've got space at the end of their weekend, they can come hang out and play games with us. So we do. It's always free to come hang out in the building, so we have it as a community space, but you can pay per hour to go on like a PC or a console, because we all know bills are expensive.
Yeah.
We do need to cover the electricity bills a little bit, but then we have loads of offers we do. We have things as well on the weekends, like we do Magic the Gathering card game events at the weekends.
I
We
do
are-
enjoy a bit of Magic the Gathering. I must.
We are an official WPN
I
store.
spend far too
we
much
need
money on
we
Magic
need
the
a
Gathering.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
that one.
Hey.
I'll explain after what that actually means,
Yeah.
but yeah. So normally you see
It's
when you go
prestigious.
into like shops like WS Smiths and places, you might see like Pokemon cards and things you can buy. The official stores are allowed to run events a week before the actual cards are released for the new sets. So a week before it's all in the shop, we are able to actually do events with the new cards for each set, which is really cool. And we weren't sure like how popular it would be. Like quite a few of our regulars played it, so we became an official store and thought, okay, we'll give it a try. But we're at a point now where we kind of have no table space left on a Saturday when everyone comes in at
Wow.
once.
Oh,
If everyone's in at
nice.
once, we don't have enough space
That's
for everyone
great.
now.
Wow.
Play on the
And they're
floor.
all regulars?
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
We have one fairly chunky group that they're in every other weekend because of their work shift pattern, but we have a lot of regulars in general, yeah, now, which is cool. So
Chunky
They're not
group.
called the chunky group, are
they're,
they?
not, they're not chunky. They just take up a chunky amount of space. But yeah, they're great fun as well. They take part in all the events. Like we do, it's free to come in and play the card game in general. But we do events because we get the promotional cards to give out. We do just cheap little events where you pay £2 and you can get the promotional card that's to do with the event. And then we do some bigger ones as well that are sort of like £20-30 events because you need to get multiple booster packs and that kind of thing. And like the pre-releases are a £30 event as well. And like all the regulars take part in that, which is really cool. So once we have access to our extra little building space
Yeah.
we're working on, we'll have double the seating space, which I think we'll fill very quickly.
And it's that-
sounds like it.
Yeah,
And that's going to be this bit next door?
we can
Unit two.
hopefully use a
The-
bit of that space in some way for,
middle
for
unit?
card games. Yes.
Sweet.
And then we've had some people in very recently getting some work planned for that. So hopefully it'll be event space for everyone to use. Stuff you guys can do in there too.
Yeah, we're very proud of all
expansion.
this because when we first
Excellent.
started, when me and Ben came up with the idea of the Unity Centre and doing what we do, we went for funding to lots of different places and we were told by so many people, you're not sustainable and it won't work. And that was in 2010. So look at us now.
Yep.
And still expanding again.
We're still
So-
here.
Yeah.
And yeah, with us with the Magic card game, we're on the official app so that if people look for us, they can find us. But we haven't been outwardly advertising too much. Like, we've not been heavily advertising because we know we don't have a spare space.
Yeah, it sounds
So
like you don't need to.
I'm
yeah.
fairly confident. Like, our suppliers that we work with as well, they're pretty confident that when we do get the extra space, we will be able to fill it, which is really cool.
Brilliant.
Which is amazing.
Because I take it, was that a significant moment when things really started perking up for you, when you got this license, the exclusivity?
Yeah, because we've always had like our little regular groups that pop in, but we know people don't tend to have a ton of money each to spare, to spare on things. But then as that started building up, we slowly we tested it where we sort of got things in just as people ordered them and that kind of stuff. But we're at a point now where we can buy a few boxes of the cards for people just to buy a booster pack at a time, and we go through them all through a season, which is really cool, which obviously means we need a fair bit of money aside to buy the stock, but we know we always go through it, which is really cool to be able to rotate through a good amount of new stuff is really cool. And there's even like, like normal Pokemon boosters are like £5 a booster or something like that. You can get ones that are all like fancy shiny ones that are like £25-30 a booster pack.
Adam needs a couple of them because he wasted some money at Sports World the other week thinking he was going to get a really good investment.
I bought
You peed quite a bit of money away, didn't you, Adam?
I bought £27 worth of Jumpstart boosters.
He had a really good idea.
Because
Can buy some
Jumpstart
collector
boosters have all the big money cards in, and there were some cards I really wanted, and I
they do.
didn't get a single one.
Aw.
I get taken in by that as well. Like, it's quite fun opening the booster packs because you get like the
It
shiny
is,
cards and all the cool stuff.
To be fair,
Serotonin.
there were a
hat.
couple of cards in there that I sold on that made a fair bit of money back. So
That's
That's
good.
sometimes what people do is they try and hope to get a card that's rare enough that they can then sell that to then cover
I'm
the
in
rest of it.
danger zone at
Yeah.
the moment because Magic the Gathering have just released. They're doing Final Fantasy
Yep.
stuff. So I'm
Start
like,
next month. Do you
my
want to come to our
wallet is
pre-release?
crying.
Yeah, here we
I
go.
might have to come down.
Put £40 aside for the pre-release, then you get your what? Six boosters in a pre-release pack. So
Yeah.
if you want to
Six
get a little
boosters in a
bit.
And I'll
pre-release
be like, please
40 quid.
give me Sephiroth, and it won't happen.
It always
Oh, well-
amazed me when the Unity Gaming was in here and they had the Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards that we sold from here. They still sell them all, but other building. But they'd come and ask me, and it just amazed me. You get these youngsters come in, hand over £20 to get as many booster packs as they could for £20. They'd open them up in front of me, and they'd just be taking them out, going, no.
Yeah,
yes,
when they're looking just for the rare one.
No,
yeah.
yes. And then they'd take the yeses and just hand me the no. And I think, oh my God.
Some of our customers do it as well, because they're looking for, because in a booster pack,
Yeah.
normally they'll, like in Magic for the example, there'll be one rare card in every pack, and the rare card sometimes can turn into an extra rare card instead. So some people do open it just because they want to see what that rare card is, but they have enough cards, they don't want to keep the rest. So in our case, we've actually had some people like donate over their common ones that we can use for things as well, which is really handy. It was really cool. That
When you were here, you used to like make up packs to teach people. Is that what you still do?
Part of being an official store now for Magic means they actually send us things like that. We have little
brilliant.
like teaching booster packs that we can use for the events, which is amazing.
Brilliant.
So we get lots of bits like that,
And
which is cool.
Earlier, was it Magic you were talking about? Ben runs things for new people.
Oh, that is the last event I didn't actually get around to talking about because we got sidetracked on Saturday is Sundays. So we do magic events on Saturdays. Stuff for
Quarter
Kerry.
past 3.
Oh,
Quarter
Okay.
past 3. Yeah.
You're good.
Sorry.
You're fine. You're good.
Carry on.
Um,
Always ask something.
Yeah, so we have Magic is the main thing on a Saturday, and it switches between just casual Magic in general or there's specific events because they tell us this event has to go between this time frame.
Yeah.
So we mix and match those around. And then Saturday evenings we do board game night. So if people want to come play board games as well on our fancy board game table. It's very fancy.
have you
fancy.
guys
It's my favourite object.
ever
we own.
played Cranium?
I think I have. I have it probably as a kid, but not for a long time.
Zellie Street, that is. And when you're doing Magic the Gathering and all these other things, all the like board game night and Dungeons and Dragons and that, can people still use the computers if they don't want to join in?
So we have Saturdays Magic the Gathering or board game night in the evening. It's normally on like the normal table spaces, and then Dungeons and Dragons we do beginner sessions on a Sunday as well. Sunday afternoon, that's on the table spaces too. But the rest of the building is open. It's not like a privately booked entire building for that. So people can come in and play on the computers. We also do have, at the same time Dungeons and Dragons is on the 1 to 5 p.m. on a Sunday, we also have a kids club. So people can come in and have a special offer on going on the computers and consoles. So it's actually a perfect time to get in there. Or if, for example, you have a few kids, one of them wants to try Dungeons and Dragons, the other one doesn't, you can bring them both in and one can go on the computer, the other one can join Dungeons and Dragons. They don't have to be forced to do the exact same thing, which we find is quite handy for the families.
Very
with
handy,
us.
I thought, yeah.
They can chop around between whatever they want to try. And then the computers themselves have lots of different games as well. So
I
there's
haven't
lots
played a
of
good
things
game
this
of Dungeons and Dragons in too long.
Yeah, no, nor have we.
Sunday. Come join on a Sunday. It'd be
Yeah.
funny,
I'd
you
love
guys just
to.
rocking up on
Oh,
Sunday to all come
well,
play.
yeah.
Absolutely.
That'd be great.
We
Yeah.
should. We should.
Trying to get us all together on a Sunday is a bit difficult, but we did talk a couple of weeks ago on here about sorting out our own Dungeons and Dragons and saying to Ben, can you please come in?
Oh, what? Get Ben to run one for
Run
you.
one
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
us.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
We'll get to talking about our fundraiser properly in a bit, but
Yeah.
I was talking about fundraising goals and things
Yeah.
to unlock. One of them is there's a game that's it's similar to Dungeons and Dragons, but it's like a little kind of sort of dumbed down version that's kind of way simpler. And it's called Magical Kitties Save the Day.
Yeah.
And you are cats. You play as cats, and you have to go and you have like magical powers, and you have to go sort of save the day and help the town without your humans knowing that you're like a magical cat. And it sounds like the cutest thing ever as well.
That's a cool idea.
So that is going to be you may see Zellie running a magical kitty session at some point in the near future.
I was going to say, you said it sounds like it could be, so you've not tried it yet.
I've never done any like Dungeons and Dragons normally you have one person who's like leading the session. They kind of are in charge of everything, the DM, the dungeon master.
Yeah.
The storyteller.
God.
Yeah. And I've never done that. I've only ever been a player of the game.
Okay.
So if we do the Magical Kitties thing, I'll be running it and I'll actually be leading it.
It's a very, very
Yeah,
different
you do.
experience when you do the dungeon mastering. Yeah, it's good fun though.
Yeah. So that's my kind of like reason to get me to give it a go is
Yeah.
if we get that unlock, we'll do a Magical Kitty session.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh,
And our
yeah,
board
could be
game
fun.
regulars actually already like save me a space. I will join for that if you want
Fantastic.
to.
Oh, cool.
So
What board games do you play regularly?
we play loads of different games. We normally pick a theme or a game for the month so that
Okay.
people have a few chances to come play it.
Cool.
We'll play that game at least like once or twice in that day, and then we'll sort of chop around and play whatever. Recent one we've been playing is some of the Firefly games. I don't know if anyone's seen the Firefly series.
No.
Nathan Fillion. It's like Space
I remember
Cowboys.
it.
Yeah.
It's on my backlog.
Brilliant.
Everyone keeps telling me to
Amazing.
watch it.
How
I'm
good
like,
it is.
yes, I
So
have.
good. Yeah, yeah.
Haven't
Yeah.
I?
Amazing
I think
series.
I've seen the movie.
There is
Yeah, I've seen the
the
series.
movies like takes place like afterwards. Yeah.
Mm.
Amazing series. There's board games about that. There's a deck building game for that, and there's like a normal board game for that. So our community's been playing through that the recent months. We've got to pick a new one for next month as well.
Oh, nice.
And what, do you have a short list? What
We
do you-
we have a mix of we have like games that I own that to start with I was sort of bringing in my games and the staff members are bringing theirs in, but we've kind of built up quite a nice little cupboard of different games now. There's quite a range of things in there because some of our board game regulars they would buy themselves like an upgraded version of the game like with an expansion or something. They donate us the original one, so we've actually got quite a few in there. Quite a good range of stuff in there.
And it's great to see in this day and age the amount of people who still enjoy board games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
board
yeah.
games now
Yeah.
are better than they've ever been.
Yeah.
It's brilliant, different ideas of board games.
It's another one like with video games where like there'll be a board game everyone for the most part enjoys, other than as long as you're someone that doesn't mind sitting down in the same place for like an hour to play a game.
Yeah.
Like it's not all just Monopoly.
No.
Because
No.
people always think of Monopoly and family arguments, right?
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah, exactly. It's not
Yeah.
that at all. Generally, if there's like a theme you like I love cute things, there'll definitely be cute games out there. If you like sort of spooky things, you can have board games that are like haunted houses where you sort of have the cards that you flip over to make the rooms of a haunted house that you go through, and there's all sorts.
I actually have a blueprint at home for a board game.
Yeah.
I was going to do one connected to my first book with all
Yeah.
the characters from my first book as characters you could play.
That's cool.
And little story segments that link it to potentially the next book.
You could trial it at
So-
the
Yeah.
fort.
Yeah, if
You
you want
could.
to build a copy and donate one to the fort, we'll
Might
play
have
it.
to, yeah.
Show them how to play.
We did get sent a board game as part of the WPN Magic stuff. They had I think they're part of like Hasbro and things like that as well, like toy companies
Yeah.
and stuff too. They sent us. There was a board game. I think it's called Life in Re-Terra, where it was if we schedule an event to play the game, they'll send us a copy. So we got a free board
Fantastic.
game for that too.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
What have you observed about your regulars? Do you find that sometimes when people have come in, they're like really quiet, and then after a while, do a lot of people? Do you
We-
observe a lot of changes in your?
We find that a lot because like card game shops, typically places that do tournaments, normally because they do like the bigger tournaments and they have to fit lots of people in, it's all lots of tables and chairs close together, everyone's jam packed in, everyone feels a bit warm and smelly, and like when they it's middle of summer, you're all shoulder to shoulder with each other. It's
Yeah.
We're looking
Yeah.
at you, chunky group.
looking at me, I'm the sweaty Betty normally.
I remember
Oh,
coming in
sweaty
here
Betty.
on a weekend in the summer when gaming was in here.
Yeah, with the
and
windows
I'd
and
walk
no,
through the
yeah.
front door and I'm like, right, and I go
Waft.
straight through and open the back door and let the air blow through.
I think you know what it's like if you
Yeah.
get a few teenagers in a room
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
You know, typically, if you do a big tournament, it's going to be a lot of teenagers in a room
Yeah.
together.
Most
But
hardcore gamers, you're sort of nose blind to stagnation, aren't you? You kind of have to.
we're not all stinky people, but the nature of if you've got to cram everyone in a hot room together, everyone's going to get warm,
They
right?
are.
Yeah.
They are.
Whereas because we originally started with a digital focus as well, we wanted to make sure it didn't just feel like you're all crammed in like sardines. So we've had quite a few people come to us where they do have things like autism where they struggle more in busier places, but they find our layout, they don't feel cramped.
Yeah, there's a lot of
That's
room.
good.
They've got
between everything,
space,
isn't
yeah.
there?
And then things as well that they can chop and change. They can take a break and go on the computer, or we have the little garden space they can go into.
When I popped in, actually, I couldn't believe how spacious it is.
Yeah.
When
Exactly,
you're outside, you don't realise how much room is actually in there.
Well,
Yeah.
it was made with wheelchairs in mind, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Where the 10 computers are, that place was built around the measurements is all to do with getting a wheelchair underneath.
Yeah, the desks were custom
was
built, so a
made.
standard wheelchair could fit under the desk
Yeah.
of the chair. Yeah. So we kept a lot of things like that in mind. I
Yeah.
think that's really helped a lot. And we featured on the BBC not that long ago.
Oh, that's right.
Ooh, how did that
That's
go?
really cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. We had some of our people that talked and did case studies for us. Like we've had one of the girls that came to us because her mum wanted her to try the Dungeons and Dragons session. So she came for that originally. And she's a very, very shy and very reserved girl. And she's got to the point now where not only is she coming in for magic as well on a different day, but she'll happily come in on her own without her mum there as well. So
That's
she does that.
brilliant.
She just pops in. She comes to board game night now as
Yeah.
well.
I
She
did want to add
Awesome.
before when we talk about Dungeons and Dragons that is a very, very good game for building people's confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. You see so many people come out of their shell when they play that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got to play a character, don't you? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You play a character with
Yeah.
magic spells and
Yeah.
big swords and all that kind of stuff. That's
That's
why everyone loved LARP so much.
I was about to say that when we
Mhm.
did LARP, we
You
had
love that,
one
didn't you?
young man that used to come in when we did LARP, and he was shy. He'd walk through the door here and he'd just sit down, and he'd just sort of look around and he'd speak if you spoke to him, and that was it. Lovely, but he's just very shy. And then we did LARP, with live action role play, which is basically Dungeons and Dragons in real life. And we were down in the woods, and we had got your monsters and your good guys, and he was one of the good guys, and I was one of the monsters, and we're hiding in the bushes. And then the good guys came round the corner, and he's leading them. And that you make
leading
up,
the charge.
you
yeah.
get told the storyline in LARP. You're told what the storyline is, but then you say it. You have to say it
Act
yourself.
out.
Whatever it is, it's
Yeah,
got
so
to be
it'd
said.
be
You
like
say-
so someone will start the session maybe by saying like you've got to go, someone's gone missing, you've got to go find them, or I need you to go find me this treasure and that kind of thing, so that you get like a vague premise, and then it's sort of like, if I was in this situation, what would I do? And
Yeah.
it'd be like, if you find a locked door, do I try and unlock it?
Yeah.
Do I, try and get in the window? The little things like that.
I know,
It's
these
a
little-
bit of a jump, but it's sort of similar to sort of escape rooms in that sense, and it's
To
like
the
you're
kind of,
engaging
yeah.
in something
Yeah.
tactile.
It's
and
kind of
real.
like it's sort of like the inverse, isn't it? So where the escape room is like you're just you, but you're in like a room that's built for a fantasy environment and things. Whereas in LARP, it's more like you're the fantasy and your imagination builds the environment.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like in our case, we would go down to the forest, like down to Lynx Hill, so we're more in the environment. But normally for Dungeons and Dragons, people sit around a table, so you yourself embody the character, and then you're limited just by your own imagination
Yeah.
really for it. And then LARP. So, for example, I was like an elf ranger or something. I could then for LARP, I'd actually dress up with a cape and the ears and have my little bow and arrow and go run around and actually act that out and fight with foam swords and things like
Yeah.
that. It's amazing. Amazing way to get youngsters to go and exercise as well.
Oh, definitely.
Because none of us, like if you say to us, like, oh, do you want to go walk? Do you want to put heavy things on, walk for half an hour, run around all day and exercise, and then walk it all home again? They're like, no, thanks.
No.
I don't want to do that. But we'd do it. We'd all meet here.
Do you want to do it fighting orcs? Though?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
We'd all meet here. We'd put all our equipment on, which for some people is actually like chainmail type armor as well, and walk all the way down to Lynx Hill with all our bags of all the stuff we'd need, and then we'd run around all day doing all the fighting, and then we'd walk back home again.
I didn't.
Sounds
I drove,
great.
I drove
home.
all the
I'd
instructors.
sometimes get a lift home too,
Yeah,
but
you got to lift home too.
but we'd walk there. all
Behold
of
the
our-
magical
So-
chariot that brings us all
yeah.
the good things.
So if
I don't
anyone
see
if
that,
anyone
yeah.
saw a band of roaming adventurers a few years back, just like before lockdown, roaming between here and Lynx
Yeah.
Hill in like with hammers and leather armor and stuff, that was probably us.
We were down there one day, and we've got loads of swords,
Like foam.
hammers.
They're made of
all
foam, yeah.
foam and that Nerf type foam,
Yeah.
and there's loads of it. And it was all on a table because we were packing away, but we were standing there because we'd called the police because there was a man threatening us and threatened a little girl that was with us.
Oh.
So they
Should have
called
all
the
gone
police.
after him. Ah.
But he threatened with a knife, didn't he? I think he was threatening with.
I don't remember. I just
Foam
remember him
knife?
being a
It
bit-
was
he's
at the
been a bit
bottom
of
of
a weird
Links.
human,
No,
yeah.
a real knife, and he was being awful. He was frightening the little girl, and some of the adults there were thinking this is not on. So they phoned the police and just said to the police, About 10 minutes later, the armed response unit turned up, and one of them came down and came and spoke to Ben and Marcus, who were standing by this table full
of like
of
pretend
weapons.
swords.
But
yeah,
when you
but they
look at them, they look
yeah.
real.
They're made to
Wow.
look
And,
fairly
and Ben's
impressive.
sort of like talking to him, saying he was threatening us with this knife, and then twigged on. He went, and he looked at me, he went, they're not real.
No,
It's all
yeah.
foam,
It's
but-
like you bend it in half. It's just it's squidgy.
you had to be there, but we all thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
It's funny that Links Hill is the place for that, because I used to be with Barbaricum years and years and years
Yeah.
ago, which is a battle reenactment group that would put on battle reenactment shows. And Links Hill is where we literally used to go practice
It's 'cause it's
with
the
all
forest,
our
the forest.
fake weapons.
To be fair, reenactment like LARP is kind of a mix. It's like Dungeons and Dragons meets like medieval reenactment kind of in
Yeah.
the middle together.
Yeah.
It's kind of that sort of put together. And
Anyway,
mesh
we've
the
been
two.
we've
Sounds
been
brilliant.
rabbiting on for ages.
I
Just
always do.
looked at the time. Tell us about the live stream, because a lot.
Yeah.
What I realised was I've been following the live stream since they've been doing them every year, but a lot of people don't know what live streaming is. And not only that, the ones that do know what live streaming is won't know what they do on their 24-hour
Yeah.
live stream, and it's
So-
entertaining.
So the website we use, it's called Twitch. Twitch.tv is the website. So it's known as a streaming platform. So if you've ever seen like on Facebook where people go live, where they just got their camera and they just chat for a little bit live, and you can chat to them, you can type to them. It's like that, but on a bit of a bigger scale. So I will sit at the computer and play a game, and it's set up so that people can see me on a camera. They can see my reactions to things, and they can also see a copy of the game I'm playing. So people tune in and come and sort of type and chat to you while you're playing a game. So for some people, they'll do tutorials and show them things. Some people do challenges and that kind of thing. So it's a very popular gaming platform. Some people really like using it as well. Like instead of just watching like films and TV shows, you can actually go, there's a game I like. I'm going to go see if someone is currently live on air playing it right now and chat to them. So imagine like a TV program where you can actually interact with the characters, essentially. You can actually chat to people.
There's a
back
certain
and forth.
performativeness involved there,
Yeah.
isn't there, as well? Because then you have to be an entertaining
Yeah,
personality
you have to,
while you're playing
you
the
have to
game.
Try at least, try and be entertaining. I tend to do a bit more. I try and like explain things I'm doing for mine. I sort of assume that even though I play the same games every week, I assume that if someone new's tuning in,
Yeah.
they're not going to have a clue what's going on a game like Warcraft. So I try and like explain what I'm doing. I like collecting
I've
cute
played
pets.
Warcraft for years. I still don't know what's going on with Warcraft.
Same. That's why I'm Beastmaster Hunter.
You do
Oh, I see, yeah.
yeah.
When you play Warcraft, that's a good joke.
It's an inside
when you
joke.
don't,
Yeah.
everyone's like, what?
I'm not inside.
Yeah.
But I
I'm a disciplined priest, so yeah. Opposite end of the scale.
Okay, so in similar, in Dungeons and Dragons, where you group up to go beat a big monster kind of thing. In a game like World of Warcraft, you do the same thing. He's a healer, which means he's the medic that has to keep us alive while we're just all like getting ourselves beaten up and
Not
standing
very
in
good at it,
dangerous
though.
things and standing on spikes and stuff. So normally, it's his job to save us, and then our job to blame him when we get ourselves killed. When we get ourselves killed, normally.
You do challenges over the 24 hours as well, don't you?
Yeah.
And competitions.
Yeah, so Twitch itself, we do every week. I do Monday evenings, Thursday evenings, and Sunday afternoons. And then Ryan, one of our other staff members, he does the Wednesday evenings as well. When we first opened the fort in 2019, lockdown happened pretty soon after. No one expected that, so
No.
it happens. So we're like, we can't have the building open to actually have a social space to support people because people physically aren't allowed to come in at the moment. What else can we do? So we rocked out the Twitch channel to think, okay, well, we can stream live on air. So if someone is isolating on their own at home, they can just come hang out and chat to people and see other people and have a bit of interaction. And so we did it for that originally, but we loved doing it. So
Yeah.
we just kept
Carried
doing
it
it.
on, yeah.
Yeah, and then
That's
for the
brilliant,
anno-
though. What a lifeline
Yeah.
that must have been for
Yeah.
some people.
Yes.
I suddenly
Yeah.
just clicked actually how important that must have
Yeah.
been for
'Cause
people who were going
yeah.
insane at the time.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
We're not a massive channel ourselves, but Twitch was really, really popular over lockdown. A lot of
Yeah.
people say
Yeah.
that really helped them a ton. Some
Oh,
people
wow.
got really big on Twitch as well because of it. But with us, we started it because of that. And then at the sort of the 1 year anniversary of being on Twitch, we thought we'll do a 24-hour stream. That'd be
Yeah.
fun. We'll just do a 24-hour marathon of it, which is, exhausting but fun.
Yeah.
And then we'll use it to raise money for doing like free barbecues and things in the summer for people. And the first year we did it, we actually managed to raise a fair few £100
Yeah,
to
I
run a
remember.
barbecue. It went really
Yes.
well.
That's your first day here, that was, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
How are you going to stay
Oh, the
awake for
open day.
24 hours?
Zellie does.
I do sometimes anyway, yeah. But there are a few of us, so we're not solo streaming.
Yes,
We've
it's
got
not
the team of
Zellie
5
for
of us,
24 hours. There's
fair,
other
it'll be-
people that take over.
To be fair, and when it gets to the evening, it probably will be me a fair bit. Me,
Yeah.
me and Ryan tagging in, me just
Yeah.
playing like dinosaur game. But yeah, so we did that became a yearly tradition that we do it every year now. And then this year as Jax has probably said, hopefully a fair few times on podcasts.
Oh,
it's
yes.
been on our mind
Every
a lot. Is
week.
we're raising money to buy the whole building for all the units. So this year we've got some focus towards that.
Yeah.
Obviously, the ideal goal is that we raise lots of money for the whole purchase, or backup plan potentially if we raise at least enough for like a deposit of some kind to get like a business mortgage or anything like that, anything that helps. And the more we raise, the more chance we have of getting match funding from bids as well, where if we raise a certain amount, we might find groups and organisations that will say, okay, you've raised a few thousand, we'll then give you a few thousand as well. So we can double up sometimes on what we do raise, which is really powerful. So we're doing some fundraising sort of geared around that for our 24-hour stream this year, which is on this Sunday at midday. We'll be starting it. I think we're starting with a group game. It's like a sort of horror game thing where we're sneaking around a house doing some things. A game called Repo, which is quite a funny one for people to play. And then we'll do a couple of other bits throughout, see what people want to play throughout the evening. But we've got some fun goals. So we have things like if we get enough donations, we'll do the barbecue open days as well as normal. And then we've got things like if we do our big goal, I'll do a karaoke stream at some point. That's on
Way.
I
That
am. That is officially there. It's in a goal. So if we make at least £5,000 on the fundraiser,
Is that like SingStar?
It'll either be just karaoke or SingStar or Rock Band, because I used to do vocals on Rock Band a fair bit. So we'll crack something out.
Yeah.
Jack, you down for that?
Well, no, this is Zellie. She's doing because
sorry.
Zellie doesn't normally sing.
Yeah.
So it's.
I don't think anyone at Lowestoft has heard me sing.
Oh,
yet,
wow.
so-
because she doesn't normally sing. That's a goal for her.
What about Poland
Yeah.
or Italy? I thought you were slightly
There you
Polish.
go.
Have they heard you sing?
To be fair, no, probably. When I was a teenager in college, I used to do a lot of SingStar and Rock Band. So
Okay.
my college friends have heard me sing on Rock Band, but no one else probably has.
So donate your money because we want to
Yeah.
hear
Yeah.
Zellie sing.
Yeah.
Yep.
National first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Is
can
there
put
any-
ourselves forward for something silly, can't we? If need
if you
be.
want to. Yeah, if you want to.
Might as well.
What-
What else do we do?
Yeah.
Is there any?
In the words of the Chuckle Brothers, being very silly comes naturally.
It does.
To us, anyway.
It does. We don't take anything seriously, really. We should, but we don't.
We do have a few other fun goals as well. Like one of the smaller goals is to get all of our staff members to dress in their LARP kit all week.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
That'd be another one. So if you're curious about LARP and we make the goal, come see our LARP kit.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be dressed in armour all week in
Just
the
dress-
summer.
we
Yeah.
did-
And it's
Love
warm
to.
now.
We've got to dress Cat up as
So they'll be
You've
hot.
got to be Gollum.
I want to walk around with a sword.
No,
Didn't
you get to
one
be
of
Gollum.
them
You just
one
have to
year-
carry a ring and wear a loincloth and make
then-
weird noises.
One of them one year, if you raised so much money, would wear this onesie all day.
Marcus
And
did,
it was really hot.
Marcus was one of the people
Yeah.
helping to man the barbecue for the open days,
Oh, yeah.
and he was dressed in a Charmander
And he-
onesie,
Oh, nice.
Weltering.
Whee.
which is a Pokemon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice one.
So
He did eventually, obviously, because it was hot. He had to wear it like the bottom half and like
Yeah.
tie it down. But he
I
wore it
know
to his
he
credit. He
did.
wore it.
He
Yeah.
kept going on. He's got a big bushy beard as
I was
well.
going to say,
Yeah.
Marcus
Hair,
looks
so
like a
we-
Viking, so the
Yeah.
view of that is
Yeah.
like...
Yeah. So before we go, something you haven't mentioned that I think is great to do with the fort is the parties,
Party bookings. That's true.
party
yeah.
bookings.
So normally the general fort stuff is you can just come and use it as a social space. If you want to buy snacks, you can just whenever you want to, or pay to use the PCs and things like that as well. But we also do, people can hire out the building for a private party. So we normally open at midday, but people can do from 10 a.m. to midday. They can do a little bit people often use it for birthday parties. It's quite a common one. So if you have any kids or even any grown-ups that want to play some games that want to just come and do like a party together, let us know, because we also can do barbecues for that too. So depending on people's budgets, you can either just have a 2-hour party as normal, or you can have barbecue food, buffet food. So that's been taken off fairly well. It goes
It
up and
has,
down
yeah.
depending on the year,
Yeah.
but we've had quite a few people come back to do parties where they've come back for repeated parties, which is awesome
Yeah.
to know they're not like bored of
Yeah.
us yet. Or kids will have a party, and then people in that party, those kids will then go, oh, I want a party at the fort as well, which we think is amazing.
Yeah.
We think it's great.
Oh, that's
And it's
good.
great. And you do it 10 till 2 or 2 till...
Yeah, 10 till 2.
10
10
till
till 12
12
is the
12
default one. Or you
12.
can do a 10 till 2, like a 4-hour
Yeah.
one if you really want to. On certain days, obviously not on Dungeons and Dragons
I
days.
just
and
tapped
things
into
like
something
that.
there, 'cause it just reminded me of being a kid and going to McDonald's parties, which they don't do anymore. So, you've got a cornered part of the market there that
Yeah.
doesn't really exist anymore. That's kind of cool.
Well, it is that age group, isn't it? Because you've got your younger kids go to the play places, don't they? With soft play.
Yeah.
And then what's left once they get to sort of
Yeah.
from about
We've had
10,
quite a lot of
11?
parents say that to us, that they're
Yeah.
they're getting a bit too old and sort of bored of things like bowling, but there's not really
Yeah.
anything else for them to do yet. So with us, they can come
So
in and play.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And
That's
play
really
stuff
good.
And one other thing you do still do it, is where people can buy vouchers.
Yeah, we do
So-
vouchers. People
so
can
if
buy
you- if you're
birthday vouchers or buy
Like
a
me.
party.
Well,
for someone.
I'm saying like me, but I can't do it because I'm associated with the fort. But say Kit here has got nieces and nephews. Yeah. And if you don't know what to buy them for birthdays, Christmas, or just because they've been little angels and want to get them something, you can buy time at the fort by getting a voucher.
Ooh, that sounds good.
That is, which I think is a brilliant idea, because when kids get to a certain, even kids today seem to just buy stuff they want, and it's like, what do you buy anybody? Because it's a nightmare trying to buy for this lot. Family, see, you try and buy them something. No, got that. No, bought that. No, got that already. But I can't buy them fort vouchers, obviously.
Yeah, I get free time. I work there.
See, you've got something that I can't do.
Yeah. Buy me a hot chocolate from the coffee machine.
Yes,
we actually have. So we have a lot of kids come in for things at the birthday parties and stuff, but we also wanted to make sure it's a nice environment for the parents to bring the kids to as well, or for people that are grown ups that like to play games. So we have a fancy barista machine, so you can have proper coffees and hot chocolates, and they are pretty good. Nice. Ryan is the best at making a hot chocolate, so if you ever go in there, ask for Ryan's drinks, because
Ryan special.
Yeah.
Ryan special. He actually got to the point where he started drawing little kind of hearts in the top of the coffee and the top of the milk and stuff for people.
Oh, brilliant!
It's hard to do your phone number, isn't it? In case there's a cute girl.
And Ryan is one of our vulnerable adults, and he's done a lot of the artwork for the fort.
Pretty much everything. Every bit of branding, like the front of the fort, like all the posters or the logos, everything on our Twitch channel. That's all Ryan, That's all him. Yeah, he just goes home and he just goes and makes pictures, and he comes and goes, I designed this new emote for the channel and all this. It's just,
Wow.
It's really good.
That's brilliant.
Legend. He's the one who came up with the idea of for the booster packs for things like Magic the Gathering. Normally, you open the booster pack, you throw the packaging away, that's it, and you keep the cards. He takes the leftover packaging and he makes them into badges that people can have as well.
That's cool.
So it's reduce waste and then actually make something cool. So people actually bring him now. If they have a booster pack that they really like the picture on, they'll bring it to him and say, if I buy a badge, can you make this one? And so that was his idea. Completely his idea.
So is there anything else? You're a Pokemon stop as well, aren't you?
Oh, we're a Poke Stop. Yes, anyone that plays Pokemon Go, the Pokemon game on your phone. We are I think the set sort of around here is a Pokemon stop, but the fort itself next door is a Pokemon gym, so one of the bigger buildings.
Oh, cool.
So if you ever want to spin some Poke Stops.
New one on me. I didn't know that one.
Yep.
Is there anything else before we go that you can think of you haven't mentioned?
I think I've babbled about our general stuff. I think that's a lot of our general stuff. Everyone go play Paleo Pines. The game is really cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, mainly, it's if you guys want to come and tune in for our 24-hour stream on Sunday. So for us, it's twitch.tv/the Fort-Lowestoft. That's us. If you Google the Fort-Lowestoft, you'll probably find that'll be one of the first ones that comes up anyway. You don't need a Twitch account to watch the stream. So if you do want to just come and lurk and watch, that also helps us a ton, because the more viewers we get, like with YouTube, when people watch the adverts and watch the videos, you get like pennies come in. We get the same thing. So the more people that are just tuned in and watching it, the better for us. Because some people will use Twitch as like, I've got to do the tidying, so I'll put someone on in the background, that kind of thing. So if anyone wants to give it a look and have a go,
I used to do it while I was playing Warcraft. I'll have a Twitch thing on in the background. I'll be listening to that one family.
Play your own game and listen to someone else. Yeah. And if you do want to make an account to come chat to us as well, it's free to make a Twitch account. Also, if anyone has Amazon Prime, you can actually subscribe to our channel for free, so we get the monthly support. Because a lot of people have Amazon Prime for the delivery and things, and they don't actually use it. They don't realize it's a feature. So on Twitch, when it has the little bit where it says subscribe to the channel, you can just go through and you tick the box and it says use your Prime sub, and it makes it free. The only difference is for the Amazon one, it drops off every month. It's not one of those ones where it's free and then they charge you next month. It's free and then it drops off and you have to just come back and assign it again. So also means for the sake of Twitch, you get little emojis you can use. So if you're subscribed to a channel, you can use their little emojis. So all the ones that Ryan's made for our channel, if you're subscribed to our Twitch channel, you can then use them in other Twitch channels. Like he's got loads of really cute little emotes and stuff.
Drops are a thing on Twitch as well, aren't they? Do you do anything with that?
If you are a gamer yourself, there are lots of different games where they do Twitch drops. So for example, we just finished a World of Warcraft one. So if you were watching our Warcraft streams anytime, I think pretty much most of last month and the month before, if you watched at least 4 hours in total, you get a free pet for the World of Warcraft game.
Oh, nice.
And quite a lot of games do that as well. It's a good shout, actually, to be fair. So if you do like gathering your little freebies for games, then it's a good one to do. So pretty much if you guys are bored from midday Sunday to midday Monday,
sure,
or
I will
sleep with us in the background.
I'll book my boredom in. I'll plan it.
Yes.
I'm busy in the afternoon till 7 o'clock, and then we've got the kids. But
Leave it on the
could put
TV. Leave it on an iPad
I won't
somewhere.
be at home,
Yeah.
but I'll put it on so the boys can see you.
Yeah.
Know
Oh,
what
that'd
they're
be cute,
doing.
yeah.
Well, I'll watch it as well because I've watched it every year, haven't I?
Ironically, I'll be playing Magic the Gathering, but I'll be at a friend's house, so we'll be able to get it on the phone
Yeah,
and just
put it on
his
the
TV,
There you
yeah.
go.
Put it on his
Have it
TV,
go while we're
yeah.
playing. Yeah.
So
Fantastic.
lurkers, that's known as lurkers when if people have your stream open but they're not actively watching you, they're either like off doing something else or they've got you in the background, so you're just sort of background noise for them. That's called like lurking, which still counts as a viewer, still
Yeah.
makes a lot of a difference on Twitch. So
Yeah.
if you want something to hoover to, I tell you what.
1 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Go for 24 hours.
Yep.
Right, we've been going for 45 minutes. I
Oh,
think we
it's
better
good.
stop. But thank you so much, Zellie.
Yeah,
It's been
thanks
an
for joining
absolute
us.
pleasure.
having us,
It's
yeah.
been fun. So, Fort Lowestoft. It's on Milton
Yep.
Road East. And if you want anywhere to go to do gaming of any kind, just go along on Facebook,
Yep.
Instagram.
Also, in a pinch, if you're a Magic player, just look us up on the Magic locator on the app or the website. If you just put Lowestoft in, there's only like 2 of us, I think, in Lowestoft
Yeah.
pretty much. So
We'll have
Fort is us.
we'll have links above or below on here, I
Yeah.
assume,
Okay.
on the video.
I'll ping Jank.
Send me the
Jack's
links,
all
and I'll
things,
put them up. And
Yeah.
I do. It's on the what's on it all the time anyway. But okay then. Well, thank you so
Brilliant.
much, Zellie.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
And,
Fabulous.
Nice
Having
one.
me, yeah.
so next week, I don't know who's coming on, but
Someone.
someone.
We'll get someone.
And we might be doing it on a different day of the week, chaps, when we record.
I mean,
because-
we actually have a little backlog of people now.
We
There are people
have.
that are eager to get on
People
here.
There
How
is.
cool
There
is that?
is, yeah.
Did I jump the queue a little bit?
Yes, you did, because I said we're leaving it free because this is before I even spoke to you.
Yeah, because you know
I said we're leaving this Wednesday free because I need someone from the fort to come in
Yeah.
and tell us about the live stream. I've been trying to get them on for a year. Well, over a year. We've been saying it
They're
for a
not
year.
they're not close enough.
No, it's a bit of a long commute. I'm sorry, a bit far to
They,
go.
they went round the world the other way.
Yeah. So one-way streets in Lowestoft.
Yeah.
It's not the long way around.
It's the
Oh,
thing.
brilliant.
Thank you so much, Zell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, right. See you all
See you next
week.
time,
Have a nice
guys.
weekend.
Bye.
Bye.